I'm waiting. I don't know if it's going to come out or not. This is what a lot of the day can look like. Just breathing, just breathing. And then there's the mind doing its thing. Spinning its webs. Repeating and repeating its stupid, homogenized lies about life. Traps, they're traps. And we believe them. That's the problem. Believing that we are the thoughts. Believing that they're ours. Yeah. No. I'm lately sitting with these stupid thoughts that are on broken record. And they are I recognize them from when I was a teenager. I don't know when they started, but you know, they were really kicked off in a big time at that time. Wow. It's like the conditioning runs so deep. And it gets peeled off in layers, and something gets peeled off and thrown away, and you feel like, wow, okay. Whew. And then the next layer reveals itself, and oh, crisis. The darkening of the light. Breathe through it. Don't believe it. Wait. That's such a key. It is the key. Learning to wait. not for anything in particular. Being a projector, the waiting is waiting to recognize something, waiting for a recognition to happen, someone to recognize me, me to recognize something. Well, and in the meantime, it's all the voices from my past that have implanted themselves in my mind, and I think that the thoughts are mine. I think those voices are mine, and I think I need to do something about them. But they're not me. And this the only thing to do is breathe and wait. And I like to read books so that my mind has something else that it can entertain itself with instead of torturing me. I mean, it'll come back to the torturing again, and I will believe it again, and then I'll, have to put the stop sign up. No, we don't believe this. It's a lie. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. This is, for me, what the deconditioning process looks like. Deconditioning, it's facing all of the voices that you think are yours. You think it's your voice in your mind. It's not. It's like I recognize my dad's voice, telling me certain things from when I was a kid, teenager, and it's there. Waiting and being and breathing. I'm at the point in my process where the mind is still pretty noisy, probably always will be, hopefully a little bit less later on. But it can't really get me to move. It can't get me really to do anything. It's funny to watch because it comes up with an idea. Why don't we do blah, 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 blah to solve this blah, blah, blah problem that I perceive as a problem? And then something inside me just goes, no, that's not you. And everything just falls flat to the floor. There's no energy behind it. Like, it can't get me to move. So my body ignores it. But it's like, it's I mean, these are big guns. They're big weapons that the mind brings out when you feel like, oh, okay, things are easier now. No, they're not. Yeah. It's one breath at a time. It's facing those conditioning, those manipulative, conditioned thoughts of the not self mind. It's facing it as yourself. So it's not about conditioning being bad. It's not about, because it is what it is. It's how we live life in interdependence. I condition others, they condition me. It's just that's what it is to be consciousness in form. But it's facing the conditioning as yourself. This goes beyond the idea of healing trauma. I don't know, it takes it to another level. Because you don't get stuck in the victim thing. I'm not a victim. Yeah, I was conditioned. We all are. Yeah, I was conditioned in very uncomfortable and somewhat violent ways. I mean, energetically violent. But I'm not a victim. It was nobody's fault. There's nobody to blame. There's no one to blame. Nothing. It is what it is. And that's really a big difference I see. You know, when I was diving more into the theme of trauma and recognizing traumatic things that had happened to me and how what that meant is in my body, I was stuck in the victimhood. I needed to go through that. I needed to recognize what happened. Recognizing. But then I remember really getting stuck on one thing in particular, and I was like, I couldn't get over it. I was just still stuck in the narrative of this thing that happened to me, this person that did this thing to me. Not one thing, but over time did, caused me trauma, and I was stuck on that thing. When I saw the human design of this person, it took me a while to look at it because I was triggered. But when I looked at it and I recognized the helplessness, each being is who they are. And can only be who they are, either in the not self version or the true self version. But I recognized the helplessness of all of it, and that got me past the victimhood. And it was like, well, it could have only been this way. And now it's just, those energies that in the past traumatized me, now facing them as thoughts in my head that got imprinted there, now I face them as myself. Now I need to face them as myself. And that means I don't take a mental decision about any of it. I let my body move. I let my body navigate through it. That energy, that conditioning, that thought, which is not my own, it's for my inner authority to decide. It's for my body to decide what to do about that. It's not for my mind to decide. My mind is way too polluted with too many voices that aren't my own. I can't trust it. I can't trust it. Huh. Yeah. This is the process. It's cleaning that stuff out. I heard Ra'uruhu say, neutralize it, you neutralize it. It doesn't go away. It gets neutralized. It loses its power. And I'm seeing that. Some of these thoughts are losing their power to control me. And it creates a big gap. It creates a big hole of I don't know. Like, it cuts down all the things that you thought. You start getting you chip away the who you think you are, who you thought you were, what you thought life was about, what you thought other people were about, what you thought, everything. And when that gets, it's like, it really is like the rug being pulled out from under your feet. Whew. Now what? Wait. That's the gap. It's like the old is deteriorating. The new is not so obvious. So, wait and trust the body. And breathe. And breathe. And move the energy. For me, it's important to move. Music. Reading. Yes. There is magic in life. There is magic. But not when the mind is torturing. It's in the I don't know. It's in the gap. It's in the place where you just stop controlling. Then there's a potential of seeing something, recognizing something. One breath at a time.